Opa! Welcome everybody to Stavvy's World. 904-800-STAV. Call in. We'll solve all your problems. It's about to be a new year. We have to celebrate with truly a Hellenic legend on the couch, folks. Our boy Andy Milonakis is here. Andy, thanks for coming, dude.
Thanks. I think Speed is a Hellenic legend now because he phrased "putana malaka, putana malaka."
Oh, really? I didn't see that. There we go. That's big.
He went all around Greece screaming "putana malaka" at Greek strangers.
Shout out to Speed. We'll get him in. Yeah, I'd love to have Speed. If you want to talk about putanes, malakes, you let us know.
Yeah, it was like a really probably like a 92-year-old guy, and he's like, he couldn't really articulate in English what he was trying to say, but he's like trying to say like, I don't like that language.
Yeah, it's so funny to see like the most energetic black teenager that these people have never seen someone like Speed, and he's just saying, and for those at home, putana malaka means whore jerk off.
Yeah.
So he's just yelling it at old Greek people, but I just like that that the culture's getting out there.
Yeah.
I like that Speed is raising awareness of all the whores and jerk offs in Greece, of which there are many.
I would have gone with Gamoto Spitisu. That's one of my favorite
That's
phrases.
a good one. Fuck your house.
Yeah.
We have a lot of great phrases. My favorite is when you're saying someone's not going to do shit to you and they're threatening you, you say "thamuklasis ta archidya," which means you're not going to do shit to me, and it literally means fart on my balls. He's like, this is how little I care about you. You can fart right on my balls, chief, which is such a great insult. Makes no sense. It's like, how would a guy even do it? He would have to get really close to your dick and balls. It's kind of a homoerotic thing, but hey.
And also for a big religious group of people, the Greeks are insanely religious. They have one of the most vulgar fucking phrases of all time. That's like sacrilege.
Right.
Gamoti Panayesu.
Gamoti Panayesu.
Fuck the Virgin Mary.
I fuck your Virgin Mary, which is very interesting. Which is like, it's like, why are you? Do they have a specific Virgin Mary that's not yours? But it is very sacrilegious. It means because their whole thing is being a virgin. We actually covered this in a recent. Actually, we covered it in an episode that will come out weeks from now. But we do some theology on the Patreon, and basically her whole thing is that she just never fucked. But Mary.
I got in trouble. I was up in the mountains of Crete, and I was walking around, and there was like an old church, and I'm super nostalgic. I've been going since I was 7.
Totally.
And they have like a big bell, and I just rang it.
Oh, wow.
And they're like, you only ring it for the dead if somebody dies. If somebody dies, we ring that. We think somebody's dying right now.
You're just trying to have a nice time on the mountains, like, oh, this will be cool, the bell ringing. And they're like, oh no, Dimitri's dead. Dimitri finally kicked the bucket. That's so It's also very funny to have a death bell.
Yeah.
It's like, that's pretty depressing, man.
They're very blunt about a lot of shit, like death and life. But that's what makes them so cool, because they're so like, wear their heart on their sleeve type. Like, I have a really big family on my mom's side, but you go to Christmas and it's all like niceties and small talk and like, so yeah, you're doing good. Oh, you're doing good. Oh, yeah. And then my aunt is like, my heart bleeds until you come back. I am nothing without you.
I know, they love guilt. Greek people are great at guilt. They're very like descriptive guilt.
Yeah.
So is your mom's side? Your mom's American?
Can you get the mic a little closer?
Yeah.
Eat that.
My
Suck
mom
that
is
mic.
she's born here. Like it's generations removed. She's Irish Italian, but generations removed.
Sure,
so I'm not like, I don't like pose that like, I got this, I got that.
Yeah.
It's a few generations removed, so I'm not really in touch with that culture.
Totally.
But she was born and raised here.
Gotcha.
And my dad's the Greek one.
Yeah. So that is a definite, like, a stark difference between a Greek holiday and a like American Irish holiday.
Yeah.
And Easter especially. We got the best Easter of all. Greek
Easter
people love
is more important than Christmas for Greeks.
Without question. Well, they also like, that's why I like, last year we had Giannis Papas on for the New Year. I like having Greeks on because Greek people love New Year's. That's their like big ass. Like my family tried this. They tried to make us wait till New Year's for presents because that's what they do in Greece. And we weren't having that shit. We're like, look, motherfucker, we're in America. I need my fucking Legos right the fuck now.
And you got to find the lucky coin in the cake.
Of course. You know who gets the good luck in the fucking Easter cake. You American cretins know nothing about that.
Hey, watch the Cretan word.
No. Cretin, not an.
Your gift is you find the lucky coin. You have good luck.
I've gotten the coin before. I don't think anything good has ever happened to me. Didn't you get the coin and then you had like the worst year of your life, Eldis?
I don't remember. So, I don't know. If I did, it definitely did not change anything about my life.
Eldis, of course, is Albanian. Andy, do you have any, what's your relationship to the Albanian people?
I don't know shit.
Hey, Speed went to Albania, too. That was fucking awesome.
I do want to explore more of Europe, though, because, I mean, I've pretty much traveled for a living for like 8 years, and, like, there's a lot more of Europe I want to explore.
Yeah.
But in my eyes, just from what I've seen and where I've been, if I had to like rank countries in Europe, I feel like system. Greece and Italy are the two kings of Europe.
Yeah.
Just,
Greece is awesome, dude. Yeah, that's your blood speaking, and it's true. Yeah. It's fucking sick. It's the best like hangout culture. Now, do we have the best public transit? Do we have the best like infrastructure?
Do we have the best people that work at cell phone stores, or when you go up and ask for help, do they say, wait, and walk away and then talk to their cousin for 45 minutes?
Yeah, it's like the customer service is either incredible in places that's like pure tourism, or it's the worst you've ever gotten in your life. And if you're there with a woman, they will try and fuck her in front of you.
True.
That's
I mean, this is what I boil it down to. If they're in the food industry or like you know, selling like baked goods or restaurants, they're really nice to you. If they're in any corporate setting, banks, cell phone stores, they're mentally retarded.
You're so right about that.
They're like, I'm getting a fucking SIM card, and the guy is typing like fucking the Holy Bible. He just keeps typing for like an hour. I'm like, bro, it's a SIM card.
Yeah.
Wait. And then he goes off like... It's fucking brutal, man.
And I don't know if you've gotten this, but because my Greek is like whatever. Like I try and get better. I'm fluent, but at a fucking 8th graders.
Yeah.
But when I'm in Greece, I'm like, I'm going to learn, I'm going to like speak Greek. I'm really going to get back in there. They have no patience for a Greek American trying to connect to his roots. Like I was trying to rent a car and I was speaking Greek and they were just like, I heard them. I'm like trying to like piece it together. And I'm not doing horrible. It's just that when the fuck do I ever talk about cars with my family? Like if we're talking about like making plans, doing whatever, like I can speak Greek, but I'm like, χρειαζόμαστε αυτοκίνητο για 8, 6 άτομα, and θα μπορούσα, and then she just hears me. She's like, when do you need the car for? We have SUV if you need SUV, and I was just like, okay, I will come pick. Just the most emasculated I've ever felt in my fucking life.
Yeah, they always do that. They're like, this is going to be faster for me if I speak English.
Yeah, I speak 2 languages, you fucking idiot. They're like, I'm smarter than you, and I'm a guy at a fucking car rental place. I'm a 50-year-old man in a car rental place. I am bilingual. You live in a different country and are from ethnically this country, and you still can't manage 2 languages.
Where have you been in Greece, by the way? I was curious about that.
My family's from Athens, and and then my yaya, her island is Thasso, which is in northern Greece, Thassos, and then my godfather lives on Naxos. I've been to a lot of
Naxos.
Naxos fucking rules. Yeah, Naxos. I've been to some of the touristy islands there, Santorini, Mykonos, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Had a horrible time, and I just think those are a little overrated.
They're big overrated.
Yeah, hugely overrated.
Paros is kind of turning into Santorini a little bit. It's getting much more touristy.
Yeah.
I think Milos has fire.
Milos, yeah, I want to go there. My friend just went this summer. I've never been to Crete yet. I want to check it out.
It's like a whole different subculture.
Yeah.
The food is different. The people are different. I was shooting guns at weddings when I was like 9. They're fucking wild there.
Yeah, because it's southern Greece, so it's like if you mix like Greece, North Africa, and like even like some Middle Eastern stuff. It's like,
Yeah.
and I have friends who are like from Crete, and they're like, you look at them and you're like from Egypt. Like they're like dark as shit. And of course their father is one of the most racist guys I've ever met in my life. And talking about how like he's superior to black people. It's like, you are African. Like you're like dark as shit. You look darker than like Hispanics. Like you look darker than a lot of Dominicans. But that happens. So that's a very funny thing that you'll get in like, and that happens in other islands too, like Carpatho, which is like really close to Turkey and shit. Those motherfuckers look straight up North African. They have like curly ass hair, and they are the most racist guys you've ever met in your life because they're just like, yeah, we're superior to that. We're not the same person.
To me, this sums up what Crete is. My father, we have like a house in the village, like way high in the village. A lot of the places like no guardrails. You just windy roads, no guardrails.
Yeah,
there's little statues of the Virgin Mary for any time like a tourist or somebody drunk fell off. And it's just like, in your memory, here's a little statue.
Yeah.
And him and his friends would go in the back of a pickup truck at night, one holding a flashlight, one holding a shotgun, and they would go around, driving around those mountain roads, like shooting rabbits. Crete is crazy shit.
Just having a good time with the fellas.
Yeah.
Probably drunk as shit. I know that's my favorite shit is that they have guardrails nowhere, and they'll also just let like children drive mopeds drunk, and they're just going up these fucking winding ass roads.
Yeah,
I remember being a 13-year-old and being like so scared at how like experienced Greek village children were. They're 13 smoking cigarettes, getting pussy, talking about having gang bangs together. And I'm like, what the fuck? I want to play Pokemon. I was so fucking scared when my mom was like, go play with the kids. And I was like, oh, these guys are getting pussy and fucking shooting guns and shit. I was legit afraid.
Yeah.
But I would show them $1. And they'd be like, oh. They thought,
economy.
Yeah. They thought $1 was like worth like so much.
Was that back when it was the drachma?
It was the drachma, but it was still like $1 was still not that much money. You know what I mean? Like I could basically, I traded kids like $1 for the equivalent of like $20.
Yeah.
And they were like, I got an American dollar. And I was like, whew. I can use fucking U.S. imperialism to get these kids off the scent of what a pussy I am. And how much they could, if they wanted to, they could have just beat the fuck out of me and taken the $1. But, Uncle Sam had my back.
That's one interesting thing I was thinking of because, like, I watch a lot of travel shit. I travel a lot. For people who are, like, it's not like, I know that they don't really classify shit as, like, third world, second world anymore. But for a pretty fucking poor country, I don't see, like, besides, like, some motherfucking in Athens who are not even Greeks, like, people don't, like, there's not a lot of fights. There's not a lot of people, like, stealing your shit or robbing you. Like,
it's pretty chill.
Yeah, I mean, like, of course it does happen once in a while. There's fucking millions of people everywhere, but, like, I was surprised with how, like, peaceful it is there.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think it's just such a chill. It's a culture of hanging out and having a good time.
Yeah,
it's
true.
like everyone's just chilling. They're like, there's not that. I mean, we also probably go in relatively safer places. I'm sure it happens a little more, but you're right. You don't hear about people complaining about it that much. Like, I mean, there's just more of a social safety net. Like, homelessness isn't as big as an issue because also there's more family, there's a bigger family culture, and there's a bigger social safety net. So it's like, if you're struggling, your family will help you, and then you can also get support from the fucking government.
Yeah.
Whereas here, it's like, Americans, it's like, they'll kick their children out, like, when they're fucking 16, and then there's no social safety net really to speak of. So that's why I think that's why you get those fucking issues. But yeah, you've been traveling a bunch, right? Like, you've just like, you like to...
it's winding down a little bit, but I'm...
Every time I see you on the internet, you're like having fucking Korean barbecue in Korea. You're like...
Yeah, I mean, my last Greece trip was 3 months ago. I went to a couple new islands I haven't been to in the Ionian, Lefkada and Kefalonia.
Nice.
And then I think like maybe 4 months before that, I did Italy again. which I almost got robbed in Naples. I love Naples. Naples is seriously one of my favorite places in Italy. Like Naples and like Palermo, Sicily. But I was streaming late night and fucking this guy was like eyeing me.
Really?
The hotels are so fucking weird in Naples. You have to like buzz yourself in, and you open the door, and it's this pitch black deep garage, and it's just pitch black, and the garage goes like fucking 100 yards.
Yeah.
And then you walk 100 yards in that pitch blackness, and then there's like a little tiny elevator that brings you up. So this guy, like right when I buzzed myself in, he kind of like scurried over to me. And then he held the door for me. And I was drunk as hell, but I still had that New York street smarts in my fucking brain. And I'm like, nah, after you. He goes, no, after you. And I go, no, after you. And he walks in and holds the door for me, and I just fucking jet towards like where I saw some people.
Yeah, dude.
And this was late, so there wasn't that many people. And as like I looked behind my back, as soon as I walked like 10 feet, he like walked out and left the hotel area.
For sure. So. He had a huge knife. He was like,
Yeah. He was about to just... I wouldn't really mind losing, like, my camera setup, but if I got fucking, like, beat up, too, I'd be pissed. You know what I mean?
That's a very chill way to look at it, man. Yeah. Like, I wouldn't mind losing my, expensive, specific camera setup that I use to make my living, but I just don't want to get the shit kicked out of me.
Exactly. I don't get fucking beat up by some goon.
Have you been robbed before? Have you gotten like?
Back in the day in like Manhattan, I was buying like reggae mixes at this place called House of Nubian.
How old were you? What are we talking? What years are this?
This is probably like I was like maybe 16.
Yeah, young Andy at House of Nubian.
Nah, do it. I'd buy the licorice chew sticks.
That's so fucking funny, dude.
And my Egyptian musk.
Yeah.
And I had like money on the table to buy like all the stuff I was buying. And this guy fucking who's selling sun-kissed orange cans for like $1 each. Oh, the guy outside?
No,
yeah, well,
with a cooler.
He walked in. He goes, "I got sun-kissed orange, bruv." Like,
yeah.
And then he saw my money and he grabbed it, and I chased him, and I was screaming on my top of my lungs to get it back because that was all I had. Of course, that's a lot for me. And like I caught up to him because I wasn't as much of a fat fuck at the time.
Yeah.
And
Youthful.
He goes, "Follow me to the park, son. I'm gonna fucking stab your ass." Like, he either said stab or shoot.
Yeah.
And then like some undercover cop like heard me screaming and chased the guy down. He couldn't catch the guy, and the guy just threw the money on the ground, so I got the money back. But
interesting.
Yeah.
That's very adventurous. I mean, I guess 16, you don't know any better, but that's an insane thing to do. It's like just fucking chase some guy and fucking you're a teenager.
Yeah.
trying to buy reggae mixes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, man. Trying to fuck up my style. That's my personal growth. That shit made me a G.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
That's fascinating. Were you living in Queens? Like, where'd you grow up?
No, I was actually living in Westchester County.
Okay.
But I've told this story before, but it's a weird part of Westchester County because it was like a little pocket of ghetto. I think people don't understand that. They're like, oh, it's Westchester, everything's rich.
Yeah.
But there's little pockets of ghetto
and this
everywhere
is also
you go.
A while ago, right?
This is a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's like 90s.
Yeah, 90s. Yeah, I mean, it's like Westchester was... I mean, I'm sure it was nicer than parts of, New York, but it's like there's definitely parts of it that could be kind of shitty in the 90s. So
I never glamorize it. I've never seen... And, like, no one's ever been, like, shooting and holding up guns.
Yeah.
But... Like late 80s, early 90s, there was a lot of crack and a lot of like fucked up shit.
Yeah.
Like I got in an argument with some guy's like fucking son and he picked me up by my fucking neck.
You were a kid and an adult started fucking gave you the Darth Vader.
Yeah, and my mother called the cops on him and he was in the back of the cop car and they're like, "Do you want to press charges?" And she goes, "No, I think it's going to make it worse. Don't press charges. But if you touch my son again, you're going to fucking jail like that,
Damn, dude.
But
That's fucking insane. Choking a child is so fucking crazy.
Yeah. But I mean, my memories from my life there, like all the weird shit, like going to this place, Maple Avenue in Mount Kisco, and getting the Mexican guys to buy us 40 ounces.
Hell
and
yeah,
we would just
dude.
buy him one.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Hey, Mister, a classic Hey, Mister situation.
Yeah, and the crack dealer that worked out of my best friend's house, he bought us all the ill shit. He took us to Brooklyn, like to Bushwick, and this is before like fancy ass motherfuckers are living in Brooklyn. And
Bushwick in the 90s was not chill. Yeah.
He would just buy us like Nintendo games and food and stuff. Like we basically had like a guy to fucking give us money, and
That's so funny. Yeah. So your crew, your mentor was a crack dealer who showed you like Bushwick and got you Nintendo games.
So my best friend named Muti, his
what's the crew like? You, Muti,
me, Muti. There's a guy named EJ. There's a bunch of like old school guys, right? But it was basically me and Muti were like inseparable. He lived like, so the complexes are like this, and then you walk outside, you go upstairs, and then there's another row of apartments.
So you guys live in the same
like
like
low income housing, like bullshit, right? So I would be over there every day. We'd be watching like, shit on TV, playing Nintendo, whatever. And the crack dealer befriended Muti somehow and was cooking crack out of his apartment. Nice. So because he was using...
How old was Muti? Just like, he lived with his parents?
My age. I think we were both around 15 at the time. Maybe 15, 16, I forget.
Gotcha.
But since he was cooking crack out of Muti's apartment, he was just generous with all the money he was making.
That's a crack dealer with a heart of gold.
Yeah. He'd buy us like fucking Street Fighter, Chinese food and shit.
That's fucking awesome. Didn't molest you?
No. But I did, when I was a kid, I was in the room when some guy raped somebody.
Oh no, dude. That sucks. That probably fucked you up, huh?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think so, man. I think we can safely say that fucked you up.
And he tried to like grab my dick to see if it was hard.
Oh, so damn, yeah. You got drive-by molested during a different sex crime. You got a little molested.
So the craziest thing about it, me, the crack dealer, Muti, we're all eating Chinese food. And then the lights went out, and it was getting late anyway. And I'm still in early teens. I still have to go home and shit.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, what the fuck? I got to see if my lights are out too. I'll see you tomorrow. I went home. My lights were on. I didn't think anything of it. Went to bed. Next day, I walked downstairs, and Muti has no door.
Oh no!
Battering ran open.
Oh no, dude!
The feds ransacked the place.
Holy
Mattresses
shit.
cut up.
Oh no, dude! And he lived with his parents, I guess.
Yeah. Well,
Holy
his
shit.
mom.
His mom. Yeah. Damn, dude. Yeah. Damn, dude.
But we had so many adventures.
Yeah, it sounds like pretty adventurous. Sounds like it was a pretty laissez-faire parenting if you could hang out with crack dealers and no one cared. Like, It seems like you guys were able to do some fun stuff.
Yeah, my mother was just naive. She didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
She was just like, they're going to play Nintendo at Muti's house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And Pops was shooting rabbits in Crete.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, I mean, when you have no fear and you're young, you have no fear of death or jail.
Yeah.
Shit's like a movie.
Yeah.
It's all like good times. None of it matters.
Yeah, dude, I get that for sure.
Yeah.
That must have been fun. So you would like pop into the city.
I would always go to the city. I'd go to Tad's Steakhouse. It was like the little cafeteria style steakhouse.
Oh, I love those style of steakhouses.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of like ghetto for what it is.
Sure.
When you're a kid, that shit's fucking luxury.
We had a place called King's Court in Baltimore that became an Applebee's.
Yeah.
But when it was King's Court, and you just picked out your sides, and then they would cook your steak while you waited. I ordered a T-bone as like an 8-year-old fat boy, and my dad just thought it was hilarious. And obviously, I didn't finish it, but it felt good. I just wanted the kind of steak that like, a dog in Looney Tunes eats. Like
with the big fucking round bone.
circle in the middle. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah.
But yeah, going to the city was special to me because like I always like having jobs. From when I was 14, I was like working at a gas station.
Oh shit!
Then I was like a busboy, working in retail stores. I always had jobs. There was never gaps between jobs because I just love the feeling of getting a check and getting my own money.
Were you? How's he doing on the? Can you keep it a little closer? No. This is good stuff. And Eldest is a bad producer, so I want to make sure we're not missing any of it.
He sounds good.
He sounds good. Okay, cool.
So, going to the city on like the weekend. And just being able to buy some clothes, buy some like fucking bootleg fucking movies and music back when we didn't have easy access to it. It was amazing. I loved every minute of it. Just, getting to Grand Central, I'd walk my ass all the way down to fucking 8th and 6th. That's where Fat Beats was, and there was also a record store called Rock and Soul. Sold all like the hip hop vinyl.
That's fun, dude. To be like a young unsupervised delinquent in New York in the like 90s and 2000s. That's fucking sick, dude. That must have been a fun time. Because it was still kind of dangerous, kind of grimy, kind of like you get into some fun stuff. It was probably,
back when Times Square was actually grimy.
Yeah, did you ever jack off in Times Square?
No.
They have the jack off booths or whatever.
I don't know if I was too young or I stopped going around that time. I don't know, but I used to go into the adult like sex tape shops and shit, but I never went into those little jack off booths.
I know. That is funny that you caught the tail end of that because pretty soon after it became just the M&M store. It'd be like a guy just comes in the M&M store. I used to beat off here.
Bro,
make the fucking blue M&M show me your... Make the green M&M show me your pussy.
The city's changed.
The city's changed, man.
Times Square is so fucking bad now.
Yeah.
I always loved New York around Christmas time, but now I'm starting to like rethink it. Like I'm staying downtown, and I met up with a bunch of friends, and they all like want to go like here and there to do touristy shit. But like, bro, downtown is still kind of cool. But like,
fucking, for sure.
Ugh.
Yeah, Times Square is tough. Now
I had to go there. I went to a Broadway show. I went to see Elf on Broadway.
Nice.
Because it was a little Christmas.
Yeah, for sure.
Fucking Sean Astin was in it. I didn't even know he was in it. But we took an Uber. It took an hour, and we were still like going to be a half an hour late. So we got off at Grand Central, rushed to the fucking shuttle fucking subway, and just got off at Times Square. Just literally like if a big picture of like a bunch of humans together could be classified as AIDS.
Especially Christmas, it fucking sucks dick, but not the New York of your youth. Why don't you hit us with any other fun adventures? Another one you want to recount? Anything? That was the time you got robbed. Any drug deals that went bad? Any weed buys that went bad?
I was very safe with like pills, but a little bit later in life, like I like to dabble in like taking some perks.
Sure.
And
I'm with you, bro.
I used to buy like perks out of a tanning salon in LA.
That's the place to do
Everybody was getting tanned, and I walked in the back. He grabbed a hairnet and just like, what you want?
Threw him in the hairnet. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
When'd you move to LA?
I moved to LA in like 2004, maybe. 2003, maybe.
Okay.
I forget. Yeah.
Because was the first thing that like popped for you? How old were you when? What was it? The Super Bowl is gay.
Yeah,
because by the way, we're huge fans. Just to let you know, we were the Andy Milonakis show. We were fucking legit, and having the Greek name. You know how Greek people are, dude. You see a Greek name, there's pride, but you also were just doing shit that we loved. We were battle rap fans when we were younger, so it's like you hit a lot of the. We watched a lot of your shit, dude. So yeah, we know all about it. Just so you know.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah.
But like how old were you? Because that was like a big thing that was just random, right? Like you were just a guy talking about the Super Bowl being gay.
Yeah. I don't know why I started making videos, but I was doing these like photorealistic comics.
Yeah.
And then it was just like 3 random pictures, and each one had a little caption, and then one of them was a rap, and I was like, why? I have a webcam now. Why don't I just make this as a video?
Yeah.
And I did that, and then I did probably like 100 of them, and I'd get a little bit of response here and there. But the crazy part is, once I started doing improv at UCB, I took like a comedy writing course in Gotham. I literally thought like the next step to making those videos was to kind of like go out there in the world and do like improv classes and that. And while I was doing that shit, instead of uploading like, you know, a video every few days, it went from like a video every like few weeks. So that section of my website was pretty much dying when I made the Super Bowl is gay.
A banger, a classic.
Yeah, it just turned out to be a banger and like horrible, but
hey man, it was a different time.
Yeah, I mean, you always talk about like how like close you were for shit to not happen, but like that was, you know, once I started doing all that real world shit, met a lot of people that had similar interests, doing writing classes, doing improv. You know, that site could have very well died without any of them becoming that popular. And then what sealed the deal for me was another one of my videos that was like a freestyle rap video. Got the eye of a casting director, which at the time, casting people from online videos was unheard of.
No, this is literally like is it even pre-YouTube?
Yes.
Like, that's how crazy. That's what an internet OG you are. That it was like, you had a shitty webcam, you were putting them on your own website. That's so fucking weird. And that it worked, it's awesome. Yeah, because I remember, because we would have to go to weird websites to watch videos. That was the era of E-Bombs World and like, you know, shit like that, where you had to just be like, you would find a video. There was no YouTube, which is fucking fascinating.
Yeah. And yeah, so that could easily, you know, so the casting director found another one of my raps and was just like, we've been casting this movie Waiting for a couple years.
You were great in Waiting.
Are you in LA? She didn't know Jimmy Kimmel discovered me because like I was just being like correspondent, man on the street. I wasn't really getting my name super out there yet. And I was like, yeah, I'm already out in LA, blah, blah, blah. So I went on audition and got it. But the Jimmy Kimmel thing and Waiting both happened from separate videos that I uploaded.
Cool, fuck yeah. And you were already in LA at the time when that happened, or you moved?
When the
stuff?
Waiting thing happened, I was already in LA. When the Kimmel thing happened, I was in New York.
And you're like, fuck it, Hollywood, baby.
Yeah.
Time to get to Hollywood.
Well, I didn't know if it was a joke or if it was, I didn't know if it was like a troll or like, I thought I was going to go out there and do one thing and it was like, oh, he thought this was interesting and that's it.
Right.
But then they made me, they're like, we saw you have some man on the street videos. Can you make another one? Because you're not in them. I'm just holding the camera. I was walking around Queens in a fucking blizzard asking people why they're outside in a blizzard. Yeah. And like, the joke was just like, I'm outside too. Yeah. So I'm like, why are you out there? He's like, yo, I gotta get my coffee. I'm like, you're risking people's life for coffee? And one guy's, I'm like, why are you out in a blizzard? And one guy finally got it and was like, why are you fucking out in a blizzard with a $30 camera? I'm like, actually, it's a $50 camera. So that was the video where I was just filming, and then they wanted me to make, like, another one. So I went out in Manhattan with my boy Brian Lynch, who's, like, a fucking insane writer. He writes a lot of movies now.
Sick.
And he filmed it for me, and I was just, like, I was hand-feeding chicken wings to homeless people. I was rapping with people on the street. I was just fucking wilding the fuck out. Yeah. I sent them the, like, mini DV tape.
Damn, a physical tape? That's fucking hilarious, dude.
And then they were like, okay, we're going to send you to Florida, and you're going to do correspondent shit for
That's
the show.
awesome.
But, yeah.
That's fucking sick, dude.
It's just all fucking... It's still, like, Twilight Zone-y when I think about it. Because I was working in Manhattan in an office doing, like, computer tech shit.
Really?
And it just, like... And, like... You know, over time, it changed my life. But, like, when I was staying in these hotels and they were moving me from hotel to hotel because they kept giving me more work, it was like the most surreal, weird fucking
Totally, because you don't feel like you live anywhere. You're not. It's like, and it's like all this weird shit, and you just have to make these videos, and you feel. I mean, I at least feel that way when we're on tour so much, where it's like, do I even exist? Am I just a fucking floating entity just doing shows, and like you don't feel like you have a home? So I can imagine it would be surreal if it's like your first thing is just, and it's on TV, by the way,
Yeah.
which it's like that's fucking huge. And those were big. Like we watched those, you know what I mean? Like those were fucking funny as hell. Yeah, that must have been fucking crazy. Cause so you were just living in Manhattan and doing like you had your place. Do you have like room? What was your setup?
I was living in Queens. Yeah,
You live in Queens, okay?
Yeah.
Do you have roommates? What was your setup?
I had a roommate for a while in I was living on Steinway.
Okay, hell
And
yeah, in the
then,
neighborhood.
Yeah, and then
But yeah, just hanging out on stuff. You were just like you know
I
a
was
guy in your 20s doing like having shitty jobs and like doing like comedy stuff, trying to figure it out.
Yeah, so I was working in Manhattan on 51st and Mad at an accounting firm. I was like their network admin.
Nice.
I got hired to go in like 3 days after 9/11 happened.
Damn. They're like, all right, we got 2 days off. Get back. 9:14. Everybody's back in the office.
Bro,
That's fucking crazy, dude.
I'm going through Grand Central. There's all the fucking missing posters. And
Oh my god, dude.
that's when it really hit me. Like when I saw like the shit happen, but like once I saw like names and faces,
Yeah,
it
dude.
really fucked me up.
Of course.
And so I'm like walking from Grand Central to 51st and Mad. My first day of work, there's a major computer virus. I have to stay 3 days after fucking 9/11 happened. I have to stay in the office by myself overnight till 8 in the morning.
Jesus Christ.
Fixing every computer.
Fixing a computer virus.
And when they came back, I had everything fixed because all the accountants book out at like a lot of money per hour and shit. And they like had a little meeting in the semicircle, and they sent me home in like a limo.
Whoa, dude.
It was a good first impression. All things considered.
Yeah, you fixed a huge problem that could have cost them so much money.
I started coming in late, not dressed properly and shit. And my boss sat me down, and I seriously thought I was gonna get fired. He goes, "Andrew, what time would you like to come in? You seem to not come in on time." And I was like, I was getting there like fucking 7:30, 8 a.m. It was miserable. I fucking
That's
hated my life.
brutal, dude. That's too early.
And he's like, I was like, I don't know, maybe like 11. And that's when I thought he was just going to fire me. And he goes, "Andrew, I look at you like an artist. You're different. You know how to fix shit. But your job now starts at 11.
Wow.
But you're going to stay later."
Yeah.
But I was like,
You're
okay,
like, hell yeah,
bet.
those are my hours. That's so fucking funny that you were just... So you've been good at that shit? You're also like a techie, like
Yeah,
network?
I dropped out of high school because I was fucking around with computers and shit.
Oh, hell yeah.
And just like I wasn't like some fucking elite hacker or anything, but I was kind of messing with those types of people who were doing
Right.
like fucked up weird hackery shit.
Right.
Eventually, my father only hangs out with like Greek guys that are in dirty clothes because they're working in restaurants all day.
Yeah.
So I came home one day, and there's 3 white guys in suits, and it was the fucking FBI.
For what? You were fucking just your friends, your hacker friends?
Because I was fucking around online. Now I was the lowest on the totem pole as far as guilt.
Sure. Like
Basically,
what kind of shit?
like I stole like hundreds of AOL accounts.
That's fucking awesome.
I had staff accounts, so like normally if you like scroll in a chat room, you just get kicked because it ruins the vibe of the chat room. But if you have a staff account, you can create these little ASCII scrollers, and it will just make like pictures and scroll for hours of just like crazy shit. And you can make your own keyword. Like people would go there and type keyword weather and see the weather on AOL. You could type keyword and then like my name, and it'd be a picture of me telling the other group to fuck themselves.
So you're just fucking with people in chat rooms.
Yeah, just fucking around. And then my friends who were doing worse shit, they would charge cars to other fucking hackers, so they would try to get them caught by like the
wow.
FBI. Or like large items, like $4,000 items with stolen credit cards.
Right.
And they would do it to the address of these other like hackers
Oh,
that
wow.
got doxxed and shit.
Wow.
But I didn't really know all that shit, so basically I told everybody, I was like, my dad's like, we got to get a lawyer, and I go, no, let them take my computer now, because if they leave, I could just delete everything, so it makes me look guilty. And they ended up not taking anything. They left. Never heard from them again.
Wow.
One of my friends got it way worse. I don't know if
Damn.
he did federal prison or if he just got like fucking 5 years of probation.
That's
I don't
fucking
know
nuts,
what,
dude. Yeah.
But there's a whole there's a Village Voice article about it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you were just at this point in your life, you're like a hacker. You're like a small.
I'm like a fake hacker hanging out with
Sure,
hackers,
but you're like
learning shit, yeah.
you're small. Yeah, you're like a small time hacker who's also like doing improv comedy and like just living in Queens with some other guy, just fucking hanging. What a hilarious life, dude! That's so funny. And your dad was back from Greece and he was around, or what was he doing at the time?
Well, once I lived in Queens, I would go back once in a while, but my father never once he came here, he never lived in Greece, but he would take me and my family there every few years.
But he was living here.
He was
in
living
Queens.
here. Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
No, he was living in Mount Kisco in Westchester.
Oh, in Westchester.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I see. So they went to your family's house. And
at the time, yeah.
That's,
at the
you were
time,
living there
I was
at the
living
time.
with my
Gotcha,
family.
gotcha.
This was before I got any jobs when I was like,
Gotcha.
I think maybe 17 or 18, before I had the computer jobs. And this was in Katona. And when I got back and I saw those people, I was scared as shit.
Damn, that's so funny doing small time online crimes. But you were nice with it.
Yeah, and I met up with like strangers that were like doing like some like light hacking and shit. Like when we met up in the city and we were like going to like web cafes to do like fucked up shit. It was like we were trying to steal like very short AOL names. Like I had like God or Job. Like we were taking. I don't know. It was like a lot of it was just like script kiddie shit. It wasn't like crazy. Like,
sure.
When you think about the crazy hackers and what they really do, it was just kiddie shit.
Yeah. We get it, man.
Yeah.
Don't worry. The cops won't find out about this. You're good, dude.
Well, I just don't want to like be like a poser. Like I'm some fucking elite hacker.
I
man.
respect that, man. You tell it like it is. You were a small time hacker. That's so funny. And then you were just so good that how long did you have
when I dropped out of high school, I went to this offset of Skidmore College in White Plains, which is all for tech. And I did like MCSE A+ like certification, just like basic shit. So when I wanted to put shit on a resume as like a non-high school diploma, just that I have like some qualifications with computers. And we had like 21 people. We had like 20-something people in our class. And none of them could touch me.
Yeah, hell yeah.
When we had like our final thing, they basically they software broke like 20 computers and then an extra credit one, and we had to go around fix it. And then when we fixed it, the next person, the teacher had to like put some code in to fuck it up again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I knew more
That's
than everybody
sick,
in
dude.
that class. Like,
And were they paying you well at the 9/11 job? at
the time, I mean, I forget what year it was, but I think at the time it was like maybe like 45, 50K.
Nice.
So like, this was like over 20 years ago.
And you were a fucking young high school dropout.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you were doing like 4 times the amount of value for them, but they were like, he doesn't know that. He's some fucking,
Well, the thing is, it was a small accounting firm, and they didn't know shit. So like, and I was really good at what I did, so I had the place fucking well-oiled machine dialed in.
Yeah.
And then they would, once in a while, the partners would come up to me. They're like, "What are you working on right now?" They just wanted to make sure I was working, even though my job was just to make sure everything was up and running, well-oiled, nothing wrong. And I would always just make shit up. I'm like, I have to defrag the hard drive. It's lagging. It's lagging.
Yeah.
And I'd be on like just different fucking websites.
You're trying to, you're buying more reggae stuff on the dark web. You're trying to get Bob Marley's shoes.
See, Bob Marley's a legend, but
not your thing.
I listen to I like that raspy fucking just harsh voice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking Capleton.
Yeah, okay.
You
Nice,
know,
dude.
Anthony.
Yeah, I don't know shit. I'm not a man of the world like you. I'm not as well versed in that shit. Me and Elders were just mixtape. We're a little younger, so it was like we were down. I mean, I would buy bootlegs at school. We were at the tail end of bootleg shit, and then everything was just downloading it off off the fucking internet.
Yeah.
We never did anything. We weren't really. I was a fucking pussy as a child. My family was like so overprotective and like worried, and they never let me do anything fucking cool. So it was like until we were like maybe 17 when I got my mom's Dodge Grand Caravan, and we could whip it to like kind of sketchy parties, and then I started selling weed. We didn't really do anything sketchy at all, to be honest with you. We were fucking pussies. But,
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's funny. Like, I did some fucked up shit, but I wasn't like... Maybe I just seemed too much like a good kid to them. Because I wasn't like... I wasn't getting into... Like,
you had an innocent look about you, too.
Yeah.
You know, young you.
I wasn't doing like psycho shit where they're like, "Oh no, our kid's crazy. We got to put him in a psych ward." You know what I mean? Like I was just like shit that an adult should do, maybe. But like, I'm just drinking a 40 ounce, a little fucking joint, bro. I ain't hurting nobody.
Yeah. I love it, dude. Yeah, that's so funny. And then you just go to LA and you're just the spoils of Hollywood. You're taking pills. You know,
I never got addicted. I used to always just dabble and then like stop. I was like always paranoid. I've never done like, you could name any drug in the world if it's like a street drug and not like a pharmaceutical. I've never done it.
Respect.
I'm like,
dude.
just because I'm scared.
Yeah.
If I wasn't scared, I'm curious about it.
I'm
curious.
Yeah.
If you could tell me, I guarantee you nothing bad is gonna happen to you, and I could just have some acid right now, I would do it right now.
Wow, no acid, no psychedelics.
No,
for you.
I'm just scared.
Wow.
I'm fucking pussy when it comes to shit like that.
Interesting. Yeah, I've definitely done plenty of those. Oh, you could probably get maybe some mushrooms in Amsterdam. The truffles. Those are pretty well regulated over there.
Yeah, you have to eat so many of them. I went with a group of my friends, and I was the only fucking bitch who didn't take them. They were all just like shoveling them down their fucking mouth.
Yeah, they're a lot, and they're fresh. They taste like shit, but they will get you fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, brother. You better believe it. Well, there's so much more we could talk about. Half the shows we need to give people their sage advice here. And so, people leave voicemails. They're going to want to hear from you. We have way more questions. You got to come back someday, or maybe we'll come visit you in Texas. Sometimes we do travel shows. Maybe we'll come to Texas.
I'm down.
Let's see what we got here, Eldest. What do we have? And by the way, in the midway point, tell people where they can find you, your streams, like where when you want to plug anything here. Here's a nice choice place because we're huge fans. Me and Eldest, we love this fucking guy. He's hilarious.
Stop
it. And now you're stream, which I think you're great for stream. I think a lot of people who stream, I don't understand why they have an audience, but you're a very interesting, funny personality that I would love to watch.
Thanks, brother.
It's fun to watch you do shit, and it's fun to watch you, even when you're not traveling, just like hanging out. You're a great streamer. So where can the people find you, Andy?
I don't know.
We'll put it in here, man.
No, I'm just kidding. It's just twitch.tv/Andy Milonakis.
There it is. Go find the boy.
Find me, motherfucker.
Go find him, and then come see us, the Dreamboat Tour. It's a great, if you missed Christmas, great last-minute gift. Get people tickets to come see us on tour.
You do a lot of shows, huh?
I'm going, this coming tour, we're going February through May. We're going to be on a tour bus pretty much the whole time. We're going to have a 10-day break in the middle, but other than that, yeah, we're out the whole time.
Hell yeah.
It's going to be fun. I'm fucking excited. I took this year off of touring, and so I'm excited to get back out there and see the people.
Hell yeah, buddy. You going to stay in New York for Christmas?
I'm going to Baltimore. My family's in Baltimore.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I got a little place there that's, we were talking about it off camera, but it's like as much as I love New York, life is so much easier literally everywhere else. And like I have a whole house in Baltimore. It's I got a nice big ass kitchen. I got a nice... Yeah. I love it here, but relaxing, it's not a relaxing place. It's a great place to do shit, to see shit, to have a good time, but I need a little relaxation time, so I'm hitting beautiful Baltimore for that.
It's kind of like Greece. Like, it's so beautiful. So many views are just like, feel like it's like unrealistic how beautiful it is. and then you walk down the road and sprain your fucking ankle on all the bumps. The fucking rooms have no AC. The beds feel like they're made out of a rice cake.
The bed technology in Greece is so... Mattresses are like in 1942. Like, I feel like a luxury hotel, you're sleeping on what, like a World War II GI slept on.
It's not
crazy.
very comfortable.
No.
When you go to the beaches and you just see the insane views, you're like, oh, man.
The beach is beautiful and tranquil, but you're right.
Yeah.
There's not...
It's not very comfortable of a place.
It takes a while to set up. You're right, actually. The infrastructure is pretty similar, where it's like to get something comfortable would be so fucking expensive.
Yeah.
But it is beautiful. It's a good place to vacation.
If we had the luxury of America, but like the beautiful weather and scenic views of Greece.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way we could live there comfortably because everybody would want to fucking live there.
Well, that's my goal. It's going to take a while, but I want to like get a place. I want to get like a mattress for a fat man. I want to get a specific fat mattress. I want to get I want to get a place and actually turn it into that, but that's like a year project. You know what I mean? That's going to take years to really get right.
I've been waiting for my Greek citizenship for about 3 years now. And I'm like, there's always like a new piece of paper that I need and shit. Once I get that, I do want to buy a house in probably Crete.
Hell yeah, bro. It's fucking awesome.
I just think it would be cool, like, to have a bank account there. If I need to help my friends, like, my not really my friends, my, like, family.
Yeah, family. Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. I want to set up shop there. I want to live there, like, 3 months out of the year if I can figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll see. I am a Greek citizen, but I don't want to go to the army. So, so I'm waiting a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm waiting a little bit, but we'll see. We'll get there. Eldest, what do we got? Can we help these people? Can we help these idiots?
What's up, Stav and Eldest? Hopefully the Halkias Bros too. I have a relationship question for you guys. I've been in a relationship for about 3.
All right, we got it.
Oh, you got it.
What's up, Stav and Eldest? Hopefully the Halkias Bros too. I have a relationship question for you guys.
Here.
I've been in a relationship for about 3 years now. I was originally about 300 pounds when we got together. I'm now 180-ish.
Oh, okay. Nice, dude.
My question is, I want to get on gear, but my girlfriend is staunchly against it. And I'm willing to play the long game here, hopefully hop on some TRT. I'm 29 years old now.
29?
My question is, how do you think the best way for me to go about warming her up to that idea? All right, guys. Thank you.
What are you talking about? Why do you want to be on fucking gear, bro? You're 29. That's nuts. He's mad his girlfriend doesn't want him to do steroids. She's worried about you. It's an unhealthy thing to do. You've done a great job losing weight. You should be proud of that. But, like...
I wish his girlfriend was the one writing in about this issue, and then I could tell her to dump you.
Yeah, dude, you're fucking nuts. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? She's staunchly against it because it's bad for you. You've done a great job getting healthy. Are you gonna be a fucking... What do you get out of this? You want to be the most jacked guy at fucking Office Depot? Who gives a fuck? You want to be the classic T-Mobile jacked guy? Like, you have a good relationship. You've lost weight. You've been together 3 years. This is like, and I know it's not exactly the same, but this is like being like, I really want to get into pills, but my girlfriend is against it. It's like, unless you have a reason to be, unless you have some kind of like, you know, hormone deficiency, like, it's been shown that this shit is bad for you. You'll probably, and even let's say you just get jacked, like, you will have probably anger issues. Like, this is, unless you're competing, like, doing steroids at your age is not smart. Now, TRT when you're older, seems like 50-year-old guys get to, like, continue to feel young. Like, that's one thing that, you know, I'm not going to dismiss outright. But at 29, you're not a professional bodybuilder. All this will do is be expensive and maybe, like, you know, detrimental to your health. Like,
just fuck yourself, loser.
Yeah, dude, have you maxed out what you can do without gear? Like, are you really working out that hard? We're completely on her side. You're fucking stupid. it must be. Maybe it's weird. You probably got loose skin and you feel weird about it, but
He's just trying to brag to us.
Yeah. Yeah, he called in. He was like, I'm not as fat as you guys. I used to be, but not anymore. Don't get on gear unless there's some medical reason for it, especially if your girlfriend's against it. Staunchly against it.
Staunchly
Against it. So yeah, man.
Fuck the muscle gaining. Go to be a scholar. I'm staunchly against it. What shall I ever do, Scarlett?
Yeah, dude. Don't get on gear. That's fucking nuts. Although I would like to get on gear personally. I mean, I get it. I get the fantasy of it. It's like if your girl was like, I want to get a fucking crazy BBL and big fake tits. It's the male equivalent of that. It's like, yeah, you want to look fucking awesome.
I don't know, but I feel like these huge asses to where the fact that there's like ass cleavage, like I feel like our caveman instincts kick in because the first glance I'm like, oh, that's not,
that's
and then
awesome.
and then my brain tells me nah.
Too much? Why?
Because like I feel like my animal instincts like is telling me that it's like not real. Just like if you ever grabbed like fake tits.
Sure.
Like you want to get turned on, you see the tits, they look nice, and then your brain kind of goes like, yeah.
I have never had that issue with fake tits personally.
Really?
Yeah. I think I'm simple enough that if the titties look... That's the other thing. Sometimes fake tits, from a purely aesthetic, they stay kind of hard. Like when you're fucking someone, they kind of stay perfect in a weird, uncanny way. But my dumb brain's like, nice, 2 fucking tits that are right there. And I don't mind the grab. I think it's fun. I'm a man of science. So when I grab a fake tit, I'm like, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Fauci, for making this possible.
See, that goes against all I stand for. Because when a girl is bent over and the gravity physics of natural tits when a girl's bent over.
Those are awesome, yeah.
It's just like, that's the best part about
titties. That is actually an awesome, the bent over titty hang is awesome. I agree with you. Now, I see your point. And my biggest issue with BBLs, having dabbled, is that my dick is too little. Is that those huge asses swallow up my little ass dick. And that's why I have to really do some real maneuvering to keep the big ass cheeks from fucking sliding down and just absolute. It's like an avalanche. It's like an avalanche and my dick disappears. When those big butt cheeks come down. So, but I'm personally I am an admirer of what science is capable of.
We have the technology.
Let's push God. Let's push it to the limit.
Get the bionic BBLs going.
Bro, yeah, I mean, I don't mind the asses that much, but it's just the
fake
face,
tits.
the face surgery.
Oh, the face. Yeah, sure. That's true.
That's where it gets a little bit whack. Like,
get some big fake tits, some big fake asses, but
it's also like
keep that face natural.
It's also like the brain that goes behind it, like what type of human being this is. I'm not talking about just fucking, but I'm talking about like the brain behind the woman with the fake fucking surgery, fake face, fake tits, fake ass. Like, how is she for drinks?
Right. If you're too worried about your appearance, are you investing in yourself in any other way?
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
It's just like what goes on in your mind and how is your personality.
Right. If all you value is how you look, what else? Is there nothing else?
Can you imagine being blown away by a woman's personality that had the fakest face you've ever seen? Fakest tits, fakest ass?
It would be interesting. I think that's a rare breed.
Yeah.
I think some of them are out there.
We need science to start injecting some dope personalities in these fake bitches.
Maybe I'm a much more of a simpleton than you because I'm like, fake tits. I'm hearing that. I'm like, it'll take me a while. It'll take me like dating that person for a month to realize, what is her personality? I do think we have gotten to a point where like way more people are sort of like doing some minor stuff. Like almost everybody does something these days because the technology has gotten kind of good enough. Like how many friends? I don't know if you feel this way, but I feel like all my dude friends. No one has the desire. No one has the fucking guts to go bald anymore. All these fucking guys are getting fake hair. You know what I mean? Like, And that's the same thing with like, this is the light up one. I just realized. And I feel like the same thing with like filler. They've kind of figured it out where it's not, usually if you're light about it, it doesn't go crazy. So I think we're finding more people, but I take your point though.
My friend that I'm hanging out with this week is bald, but he's like bald. He's like a handsome, like really tall, like he was like meant to be bald.
Right.
So I don't
he's
think
got the right angular.
Yeah.
Well,
shout out to Joe.
Shout out to just sexy Joe, that's sexy cue ball. But yeah, I'm with you though. That is a good point.
It's funny. Everybody flies to Turkey for hair transplants.
They do.
Shit.
Turks have figured that out.
Get some pomegranate juice and some hair.
I'm gonna get plugs when I'm like 65 years old. I'm gonna zag. That's always been my move.
It's your character.
All right, what else we got, LD?
Stavvy. All right. I broke up with my girl, me and my girl fell apart 6 months ago. And I started seeing this new girl, and she's like, 5'5", 120 pounds, loves to work out, and she's like goth, with a lot of like mini skirts, like tights. She wore a collar to my first date with her.
Nice.
Like, I'm about it. It's awesome. It's fucking dope. But she also has this, like, anti-establishment patriarchy thing going on. So, like, she doesn't want to, like, shave her legs.
Is this ChatGPT?
She doesn't like to, like,
the fuck is this?
That's a lot of these guys, man. A lot of these calls are like this.
ChatGPT, can you write this long simp message about me and my girl? And instantly it's like, yes, here's 9 paragraphs.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we've been doing this a lot. ChatGPT is mostly used for this.
Okay, sorry to interrupt.
No. Feel free to interrupt.
She doesn't want to, like, shave her legs. She doesn't like to, like, wear deodorant. And I'm just like, I don't really know how I feel about it, Because, like, I get it.
Right.
I wouldn't want to shave my legs either. Fuck that. But, like, her legs get, like, almost hairier than mine. So I'm just kind of like, I don't really know how to feel about it.
Right.
And it's, like, authentically her. So I don't want to, like, pressure her to, like, change this thing about her.
Well, yeah.
But that tail is good. Like, that shit is fucking top tier. So what are you thinking, man? I just don't really know where to go from here.
Wow.
Get her a fucking razor for Christmas.
This is awesome.
And be like, you could use this 1 or 2 ways.
Yeah, it's like, whatever. Oh, I just found this. Yeah, this is so funny because this question boils down to, like, I'm dating someone and I don't like a couple traits of hers. Should I accept her anyway? Or should I do... Like, what are your options here?
All I know is your answer is the right one.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, it's like... I got good news for you. If you try and pressure a girl like this, she will relish breaking up with you. She's waiting. She's waiting for for like a straight guy that she's dating to be like, why don't you adhere to some beauty standards? She'd be like, fuck you. You don't tell me what to do. Either way, either whether you go along with it or whether you fucking tell her to shave her legs and she tells you to fuck off, it'll be good for her. Like, you're not changing this girl.
Yeah.
You got nothing here. She's the one whose pussy's so good. You're like, you, a guy who's you've actually started thinking about feminism. This girl's pussy's so good that you're like, hey, yeah, I don't want to shave my legs either.
I mean, he could break her confidence. He could start thinking about dead people in the bedroom, and his dick will be soft.
Oh,
and he'll be like, I don't know, it's just, honey, it's just the legs. It's just my animal instincts, my brain. But you're really sexy, but my pee-pee can't get harder.
Yeah, dude, I mean, this is just...
You hear it in his voice. She knows she's got him on the razor's edge. And it's like,
no pun
hey,
intended.
And it's like, hey, man, this is the big leagues. If you want hot goth pussy,
this comes with it. And look, I'm not saying it doesn't other types of goth pussy isn't available, but it's like whatever girl's got going on, she sounds awesome, and it's like you're just gonna have to put up with some hairy legs of that. I mean, some people. It sounds like it's not a problem for him as of yet. You know what I mean?
Underarms is even more cringe to me when girls make videos and they let it fly, and I'm just
right. Of the two, I would actually prefer the arms to me personally.
I think so, yeah.
I gotta have look. I honestly don't think as much. You know, at a certain point, it's just what you want to put up with, and it's like, or it's like, hey, do what you want, but it's not for me. I think, you know, not shaved and I'm not saying like, you know, a girl's got to fucking get a wax every day, but I just like. I'm a little old-fashioned. You get some hairy armpits, great, but shaved legs, I feel like I'm going to need personally.
Yeah.
But, hey, that's up to you. And, you know.
I wonder how old she is, not to call this a phase or something.
That's true. I do know girls who, like, definitely have a rebellious, like.
How many girls who did this in their 20s, like, kept it up, like, into their 30s? And not that this will last more than, like, a few months,
yeah,
clearly,
this is not gonna last.
From the dynamic. But,
yeah.
I mean, she is anti-establishment, so maybe she makes TikToks of her at protests. Like, you know,
it's possible she could get, you know, she get under the Trump administration. If she's at a protest, maybe they black bag her, put her in, take her to Guantanamo Bay for being at a anti-Israel.
Yeah. And the shaved legs, you know,
maybe
be a problem there.
Yeah. So yeah, man, it's funny because there's really no question here. It's just like I like this girl. I like this girl. I just wish she shaved her legs, and it's like, okay, the fuck do you want me to do about that?
Like, it's about, is he gonna deal with it or not? He's the only one who could answer that.
Yeah. There's nothing to be done other than accepting this person as they are, or not dating them. And my hunch is she'll probably dump you, so it won't be a big issue. But hey, good luck out there, buddy.
Yeah, if he gets dumped, he could just constantly text her girls with their shaved legs and be like, "Damn, she's so sexy.
She's so smooth." You like a goth? What's? Do you have a type, Andy?
I really like Japanese girls a lot.
Nice, respect.
Yeah, they're just
with regular tits, with non-fake tits.
It's not just like the looks; it's like the demeanor, and they're like. The only problem I have is when you're in Japan,
Pearl Harbor.
And then Hiroshima. I actually went to the Hiroshima Peace Museum.
Oh, whoa.
And it was fucking dark, man.
Yeah, dude, of course.
I didn't know there was going to be so many very personal stories there.
Yeah.
But the problem is...
Your dick's hard at the Hiroshima Museum?
No, the problem with the language barrier is it's all small talk. And after a while, like, you know, small talk. Mm-hmm. It's hard to have, like, a real spark when it's just all small talk, when there's a language barrier.
A language barrier is tough.
I mean, we're, like, flirting with Google fucking Translate.
Yeah.
Shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like that.
Are you going to be an expat, man? You going to go there? You going to wear a short kimono with your Japanese wife?
And I don't really like weebs and, like, the whole, like,
you're not an anime guy?
Like, there are a couple anime movies I like, but the anime obsessed when their whole personality is that. Yeah. Like, I don't like that. I just... How Japan works as a society and just how people behave.
It's pretty orderly.
Yeah, some of it is scary on like a work level.
Yeah,
but on
everyone killing themselves because they've brought dishonor to their boss.
But on a personal level, it's like super respectful and kind and sweet, you know.
Yeah,
and I fuck with that.
Well, these
white bitches out here could never.
Passport bro Andy Milonakis is going to Japan. Yeah, dude. It does feel Japan is so interesting because everything you said is true. There's so much respect and all this other shit, but then their culture is like they work too hard. None of them are fucking. It seems like they have a negative birth rate.
Yeah,
they're all like too like, and it's this weird thing where it's like, yeah. It's honestly the polar opposite. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's the polar opposite of Greek culture, where it's like no one works at all, but everybody's fucking and having a good time and getting drunk and sitting on the beach.
I call my cousin. I'm like, I'm coming to Greece. You want to go to a few islands? He's like, yeah. I'm like, it's gonna be like 12 days. He's like, I was like, don't you got work? He goes, I could do work when I get back.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe you're onto something. Maybe Greece and Japan, if you take the two extremes, it just makes a functioning society.
It's
you know
funny.
what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
if you get that.
It's funny because those are my two favorite countries on
Yeah,
earth. Like
and they
Japan
could
and
not
Greece.
be more different,
Yeah.
honestly. That's so
So
interesting.
different.
That's so. I never thought about how we are basically the exact opposite of
Yeah.
Japan. And I fuck with Japan too. I loved it over there. It is
Yeah.
funny because they also have this very polite racism. It is a very racist place, but they're just like, no, you can't. No, only Japanese people here. But they're
Yeah.
smiling. And they, like, I knew somebody who lived there, and the landlord was like, and of course we're going to charge you $600 extra because you're white and not Japanese. And they're like, what? And they're like, well, yeah, I mean, so like a foreigner's tax.
And the real estate person, you have to pay like fucking $10K as like a thank you for
Wow.
it's very annoying
Yeah.
and expensive to like rent a place there.
Yeah, sounds good, man. You got to fucking bring some grease into Japan. I love
yeah.
it. Yeah. All right. What else we got, Eldest?
Hey, Stav, big fan of the show. I got up to some shenanigans at the company Christmas party this past weekend. One thing led to another. Accidentally hooked up with a coworker.
Accidentally, huh?
She doesn't work
My dick slipped.
for me, but she's definitely a level below me and on the same team, so we work fairly closely. She is 8 years older than me, maybe.
Nice.
I'm 26.
Love that.
Sex
She's
is great,
10.
so I definitely want to keep
She's
doing
10
it,
years old.
but not.
She's an intern from the local middle school.
I read it quick. It's like she's 10.
Great, so I definitely want to keep doing it, but not sure if I should and what the repercussions might be. Would love your advice. Thanks.
Wow, this is classic stuff. This is the stuff that I'm mad I didn't have a regular job at any point in my life, because I never really got to experience the office holiday party. I'm sure. I mean, it sounds like maybe you didn't either, right? You were kind of just bouncing around. Did you ever go to a classic office holiday party?
Not really, no.
Not really. Eldest, you're the only one, huh?
Yeah, I went to a few holiday parties.
Did you ever take any shots at a coworker?
I never did. The
Pussy.
the holiday parties, most of them, like, I was already in a relationship. But
I see.
yeah, people were getting fucked up, and you could tell.
Was there ever some drama? Was there ever some? We found out. Did you ever gossip at all?
No, I never heard about any
Wow,
drama
dude,
or
you
anything.
fucking
But
stink.
in the moment, you could tell.
Did you
people were
write this
down.
question?
Yeah, I fucked Stav last weekend.
Yeah, our holiday party. Me, you, our two editors. Ben. Yeah. We should have a Stavvy Baby Enterprises holiday party.
Yeah.
It's just
Probably
us.
won't like get to it till like late January or something.
No, like March somehow. We do it on the road.
yeah.
Okay, this is a classic thing here, buddy. Now, my hunch is to say it's sort of like Vegas rules of like whatever happens at the holiday party stays at the holiday party, and that if you had just, my hunch is like, look, just take the free pussy, the free Christmas pussy, and move on. Don't make this a thing. This is the cleanest way to go about this. Move on, whatever. But, you know, he's 26. Does he care about this
none
job?
of this shit fucking matters. Like, the thing is, like, I think people are so caught up with, like, societal rules. Like, obviously, don't break the law and don't be, like, a fucking rapist, serial fucking killer.
Yeah.
But, like, when it comes to, like, this might not be the right thing to do, but I
Yeah.
kind of did it anyway. Is it okay? Like, bruh. We're fucking animals, man.
Yeah.
You fuck some chick, keep fucking her or don't.
Right. What do you ultimately want? I'm with you where it's like, you know, they say it's not like he really has that much power over her. The fact that she's older is kind of fun. The fact that it's kind of bad, like kind of naughty is probably fun. Your options are basically like the negatives are, what if what if what if somebody catches feelings? Like, it just becomes much messier when you're working together. Because the thing is, most relationships like this don't work, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, ultimately it comes down to, which is better, the pussy or the job? Like, you're 26, do you really care about this job? Do you have a foot out the door anyway? Do you want to work here long term? If so, probably shouldn't keep fucking her. But if not, who cares? And then
Just
look,
keep fucking her. Like, when you're 60, are you gonna remember? Wow, and I lasted an extra 3 years at this job. Are you gonna remember fucking some fucking milf?
it was cool to fuck. Yes,
Yeah.
it was cool to fuck someone 10 years older than you. That is cool. But does she want that also is the other thing. You know what I mean? Like, we only have like, it's very possible this woman's like, well, that was fun. Like, I feel like this is a classic move. People just fuck at the party and then pretend. It's like the purge. It's the sexual purge, the holiday party. And so take your cues from her. Does she seem down? Does she want to keep it casual? If not, do you want to date this person? If that's the case, are you down to have a secret little romance? And do you care about your job? How much do you care about your job? Personally, if I was 26, I got some pussy from a 34-year-old, I'm going to keep trying to fuck her. Yeah. I just am. But I also never cared about my job at any point in my life. So
I feel like because she is 34, he just needs to like play it cool no matter what. And like, you know, if you're like a 34-year-old chick fucking like a 26-year-old guy, you know what's up, and you're probably not looking to like settle down with your coworker.
Right.
So
that's probably true. I often feel like, usually in these situations, I feel like it's the younger man who catches feelings. Because the woman's like, well, no, obviously I'm just using you for that youthful prick. I don't want to fucking settle down with your stupid ass. Although this lady is works underneath him, so she might be a dummy. So who knows? A lot of variables. It comes down to, do you care about the job more than you care about getting slurped off? You're gonna have to do that math yourself, pal. We can't tell. We can't tell you. Damn, I would have loved to fuck a lady in my office. I never did. A couple more nice ones here, Eldis.
yeah, this is a longer one, but it's awesome.
All right.
Thank you so much for all that you do. I'm 24, and my boyfriend is 32, and one of the first questions he asked me is if I've ever had a threesome. And I have. I've had two, and he particularly had issues with the threesome that I had with two guys.
What?
He asked me for more information about it.
Uh-oh.
And I initially lied to him.
Sound the cuck alarm. This guy hates it because he fucking loves it. He wants to watch you get fucked by two guys. But anyway.
He asked me for more information about it. And
Strange
I initially lied to him because of the look on his face. He was very upset that I had a threesome with two guys, and I had lied and said that I did it with people that I knew. And then, like a month or so in, I was like, "Hey, I lied to you. I actually I didn't know these guys."
Who cares
So
if you knew them or not?
and this stems from I lied about my body count.
Oh my
Initially,
God. Who asks about body count? This guy. This is crazy. To ask about a body count like early on is, and
You're
then
32 and she's 24.
You're 32 and she's 24. Oh, I didn't
tough.
even think about that.
Yeah.
If you're that age and you're asking a 24-year-old about her body count, come on, man. What the fuck are we doing here? The whole point is aren't you supposed to be like a fucking mature guy who knows this shit doesn't matter? But in reality, this is a guy who didn't fuck when he was 24, and he's just seething that. Also, she didn't know him. Who cares what she was up to before you, that's crazy. Anyway.
I think we've, devolved as humans, not just, in every single aspect.
Yeah.
Not that whole, prude thing was perfect, back in the day. It was "Milady, can I take you out on a date?" And you hold their hand and,
courting.
courting.
Traditional courting.
And you might not get a kiss on the first date.
Yeah.
The thing is, certain things about that seem old-fashioned and whack, but also I think there's a thing called sexual tension that is actually important.
Sure.
When these motherfucking kids are like, adults, whatever, are like swiping on Tinder and the person just shows up and you instantly fuck them and then they leave, like, that's not as hot.
I agree with you. There is definitely like an immediacy that does cheapen things a little bit.
Yeah.
I definitely feel that way about like my personal, let's say, dating life is like there's something nice about going on a couple dates, kind of like, or even the like meeting somebody and like building up attention over time.
Yeah,
like, you know, that's
and just like you don't even know if you're gonna hook up.
Maybe
at all.
you won't. You know?
And then like
longing is very powerful.
Yeah, and then when it happens, it's just like it's like then it can become like magical almost.
Yeah.
But like when it's just like. And this might be an unfair thing about this paragraph specifically,
right.
but like I was just thinking about like how it is these days.
Well, I agree with you in general, but I also think like, hey, at the same time, if you're gonna go have some fun that doesn't really matter, you know what I mean? Like, like if I were to meet someone in a way that you're describing, where it's like kind of nice, and a relationship evolves over time. I'm not asking her how many guys she's fucked.
Yeah, no.
And I don't want her to ask me how many women I fucked. It's like, that's not what this shit is about. Like, we both are adults who have had, separate lives. We didn't really know each other.
Yeah.
And it's like, whatever. It's like, that's pretty much, it's like, what is the issue there? What are you worried about? That it's like, do you like this person or not? That's what's important. Because it's not like everybody knows how many people. Are you worried about people judging them, judging you? Either way, you're worried about the wrong shit. You're not worried about your actual relationship. And it's like, it's also to like get your feelings hurt that your girl was a freak before she met you is kind of strange to me too. It's like, anyway, let's figure out, let's get to the absolute bottom of this because it's very interesting to me.
Count, and he was kind of like sniffed out the lie. I'm already feeling bad for this, but he then, we got over the lying thing. He understood why I lied initially. And then he was just upset that I had this threesome with two guys that I didn't know. I met them at the club. I went home with them. I told him, he asked me, well, why did you go home with these guys? And, I was like, when I was single, like, and I really vibed with them. And basically, we're kind of into our relationship, and he can't get over it. And he wants a threesome. And last night at dinner, he brought up, "Hey, would you ever had a threesome with me?" And I told him, "Well, we've had this discourse about issues of like, when I had a threesome, when I was single, but like enjoying that with you, I'm not sure if you're over that issue."
Which is fair.
Take it
so
out.
Now I just feel really judged by this guy who's older than me, and that wants to do something that I've done. I was wrong for lying at the beginning.
I mean,
I'm wondering, is this a red flag? What's happening? Did I start off wrong because I lied and it muddied the way? I don't know, Stavvy. I love you. I love you, Elvis. And thank you so much. I appreciate it. Bye.
Yeah, I mean, so this is like, okay, the lying, she clearly feels so guilty over something that I wouldn't feel that guilt. Like, it's a minor thing, right? He asked you an uncomfortable question that you were probably caught off guard by.
Yeah.
And then you saw that it was gonna hurt his feelings, and you lied. Okay, and then you apologized for it, and you explained why it happened. I wouldn't feel guilty about that. I personally think it is weird as fuck to ask somebody that you dated very specific, pointed questions about their sexual history. I think it's weird on him. And look, if it comes up, you guys have been together, you're more secure, but he's almost like screening you and seeing if like you're worthwhile or whatever. And it's like, did you do something wrong here? No. You were single, you had you're not the type, it's not like you're the type of person who just like every weekend went out and fucked 2 strangers.
But
It's
isn't
like,
this the norm now? I feel like most people are just trash humans. Like,
I wouldn't call her a trash
no,
human.
no, not her.
Oh yeah,
Like the people who just like are pressing their girls, like
Right.
yeah, many blah blah blah, senior worthy.
Yeah.
Like, just like not everybody, but I feel like these types of like situations where it's not always the guy that causes the drama. Obviously, it's the
sure,
girl too.
it goes both ways.
But
Yeah,
I feel like more times than not, there's shitty stuff happening in relationships more
Yeah.
than like good.
yeah. No, I think you're right, and I think like even her feeling like she's done something wrong here and not being like, hey, you've been really insecure and weird about a random thing I did when I was young and having a fun time, and like, would I do it every weekend? No. It's like, but I don't want to feel judged because I experimented sexually when I was just having a good time.
Yeah.
That's not the energy I need from my boyfriend. You clearly are insecure about it. It's stemming from something I don't understand. You're taking it out on me. And now you want to have a threesome in a way that feels almost punitive, maybe? Like, almost feels like, well, you fucked 2 guys before you knew me, so now I get to fuck you and a girl, and then we're even.
Yeah.
It'll never be even. Like, there's no even. There's no even, like, competition here.
Nah, he'll still bring it up after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, this guy, there's something strange going on. I definitely wouldn't have, if I were you, I wouldn't feel, don't do anything you don't want to do. Don't feel pressured. You did nothing wrong. And this guy seems very insecure, right? Like, and it's like, you know, at the same time, a little element of, usually if you're dating a hot woman, you're just going to assume she's fucked more people than you.
Yeah.
And that's the way life is, man. And it's
Yeah.
like, if you can't accept that, if this guy's like, well, I've waited, all the girls my age fucked more than me, but maybe if I get one young enough, I'll have fucked more than her. And it's
Yeah.
like, if he's got that weird, I am feeling some red flags from this guy in terms of insecurity, in terms of, you know, guilting him. And maybe the way you respond to him, clearly you're feeling guilty for something. You didn't do anything fucking wrong because you had a nice time.
Yeah.
Like, would he have fucked 2 girls if he could have? Yes. He just didn't have that available to him. So he's basically, it's like kind of jealous. You know what I mean?
If you give him a hard no and just say, that was in my past, I don't want to do that anymore, like a hard no, and see his reaction, that could be your answer of like, do I want to be with this
he would
guy?
probably flip out. He'd be
Yeah,
like,
and
oh,
that
so
might-
you could fuck 2 guys, but you can't fuck me
Yeah,
and another
that-
girl?
And that might be your answer to be
Yeah.
like, okay, peace out.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have in all the information, but everything I'm catching here is like, this guy kind of sucks.
He sounds
Yeah.
like a bitch.
He sounds like a bitch. He sounds like he's like judging you, and it's like, you don't want that from somebody you're dating. And you seem like a wildly reasonable person. Like,
Yeah.
she's trying to talk things out. It's funny that you sounds like you're the mature one, and he's 32.
Yeah, break up with him, and then in 2 days, just write on social media, just had a threesome. It was the best night of my life.
Yeah. Go find 2 of his friends. Fuck that. Get Eiffel Towered by them. That'll show him. Damn, dude, that sucks. This fucking guy. But you're right. There is like a weird, like, all this men's rights shit, all this like weird, like, red pill shit of like women have to be subservient and have value to a man.
Just like those podcasts, like we
Where they
just gotta
bring
start
on- Yeah.
shaming every woman.
Yeah.
You're not a 10, you're a 3.
Yeah.
Rank yourself. You rank yourself a 10, you're a fucking 2, and you're a whore, and you have to cook for your fucking husband, you dirty slut. That's a podcast.
Yeah, it's so weird.
It's some guy with zero swag whatsoever.
No swag, just like mad. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Yeah, that's a very odd. That's a very odd, like, I mean, I guess on some level it is like kind of incel-y rage, or like, there is like, some women have gotten rich by, instead of being exploited by others, they just are like, well, I'm going to exploit my own body and make millions of dollars. And I think like some of those guys, like, that's part of what's angering a lot of people. And then just
Yeah.
like, you know, how you can't, like hot women used to need dumb, like those podcast hosts used to be like pimps and like managers, and that kind of guy still weirdly exists where they're like trying to be like online pimps or whatever. But there's definitely like a type of rage pointed towards women that I don't fully understand what the fuck's going on. I mean, it could just be that a lot of guys they don't have like options and they feel like they're not getting pussy and they're like, instead of working on myself,
yeah,
it's not me.
I
it's
mean, manipulation.
Women who are the problem.
Yeah, I mean, manipulation works like both ways, right? I mean, there are some like really fucking pleasant male human beings who are just getting manipulated.
For
and just,
sure,
like,
yeah.
toxic ass fucking females.
Absolutely.
But
that's also a tale as old as
yeah,
time.
yeah, but I mean, the influx of like the incel population and just like be horribly rude and fucking weird and fucked up to like females, that's like a big uprising in the population as well. And it's interesting too because different cultures have different ways of like fucking up relationships. Like, you know, like in Japan they might be like, look down, don't ever look at a man. You know, in fucking Muslim countries your female has to be completely covered head to toe.
Yeah.
Like there's always ways to make relationships uneven and fucked up, and
For
different
sure.
cultures have different ways of doing that, you know?
Yeah.
And America is just like a hodgepodge of just being a horrible fucking person.
For sure.
In some way, like...
And don't listen. Make funny videos online if you're a fat guy that wants to get pussy. I think I speak for me and Andy. I think I speak for both of us. Where I'm like, be a pleasant guy and make a funny video. You'll get some pussy, man. Or work on whatever your skill is. And
Exactly.
that's the actual secret.
Yeah. You can't have the mind of a fat guy.
No. Yeah.
In your mind, you're like fucking Brad Pitt level confidence.
Exactly.
Like-
and offer something fun for them, man.
Yeah, and don't be a fat guy that smells and has
Yes.
stains on their shirts and shit.
That is true.
Stains on my shirts.
Yeah.
That's a
Hygiene's
no-no.
important for
Because
sure.
then you seem like a fat guy.
Yeah.
Do you ever see fat guys like come in like a nice restaurant and they're just like so well dressed and just like everything's look perfect,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they're fat
Yeah.
and they're like, that guy has aura. You
He's
know
got
what
an
I mean?
air
Like,
about him, absolutely.
Yeah.
I love being that fat guy. I love doing that for certain sometimes. You're like, oh, what's going on there?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what's important, boys. Work on yourselves, then you'll get pussy. We promise. We did it. Look at us. Next
We're about to
question.
have a threesome after
Yeah,
this.
we're gonna fuck that girl. Hit us something to take us home, Eldest. What do you say?
Yeah, here's something in the more sex positive direction.
Perfect.
Hi, Stavvy. I hope you're doing well. Quick question. So, I've been in a relationship with a girl for about 5 years, but I am bi. So,
Okay.
I also listen to Tom Segura and Christina P's podcast, and about a year ago, Christina went through this obsession of going airtight.
Right.
And now I
That's-
have that same obsession, but it's gotten so much worse. The past year, I
Interesting.
like full on just want to be like gangbanged by a bunch of dudes. There's just an itch that
Respect.
isn't being scratched in this relationship currently. Also, don't know if it ever could, just because she is a girl, and I'm just having so many fantasies about guys. So what would you do in this situation? I really love this relationship, but I'm just a little bored, I guess, and it seems silly to blow up a 5-year relationship for a fantasy, I guess. But let me know what you think. Tried to keep it short. I know the girls are long-winded, so...
Pick me behavior. Throw the other girls under the bus. No.
This is the fucking chauvinistic incel podcast. Fuck all bitches.
Yeah.
You think you're 10s, but you're fucking 2s. You
Yeah.
dumb whores.
That's right. This is the Chauvinistic Podcast, and we're here to tell you that's God trying to get through to you. You've been living in sin, and finally you're returning to what you naturally need. No, I mean, look, this is pretty fun. And again, I'm like, I get it as somebody who wants to fuck multiple girls. Like, fucking 2 girls at once is awesome. It's like, so I get from the flip side wanting to be if being airtight feels like eating pussy while fucking a girl or getting your dick sucked or, like while sucking 4 titties, then that sounds awesome, right? And can you work your way up to this? Can you do some kind of strap-on situation with your girlfriend while, there's a suction cup dildo to the wall that you're sucking on or something? Can you approach her with, like, would she want to have a threesome? Is she interested at all in getting a guy in the mix? Like, can you said it's a 5-year relationship. How sex positive are you here? Like, is she into any experimentation?
Will she maybe get surgically, like, a dick put on her?
Yeah, will your girlfriend go trans just so you can get this one sexual fantasy off?
Yeah.
I guess that's the question, is like, how into experimenting do you think your girl might be? And can you do some stuff with, lesbians love a bunch of, can you create a fuck machine? I've seen those where it's like a dildo going zzz, back and forth. Well, lesbians love sexual accoutrement. Can you get some of those in the mix? Will that scratch the itch? Do you feel comfortable telling your girl about this fantasy? Like, how open with each other are you? This must be I wonder the philosophy of people that date bi people is, because this is something, like, I've known people who have dated a bi, like, I've known a woman who dated a bi guy, and she was like, I would let him fuck a guy every once in a while if he asked me, because that's not something I can provide. But if he fucked a girl, I would feel like that would be cheating, right?
Yeah, that makes
some people are like
sense.
some
that kind of makes sense.
And look, if you believe that, great. Then you hit the jackpot, right? If your girl's like that. But also another person says, like, no, that's cheating, and I get that too. It's in the eye of the beholder, I think. Like, I've known friends in both circumstances, so you got to have a conversation. You could try getting airtight with some sex toys, just to kind of start, feel it out. But,
I wonder what it feels like to be bi. Like, I feel like
should we suck each other off and figure it out?
I feel like the thought of sucking a dick, like, I wouldn't do it for $1 billion.
Yeah, well,
but
billion.
But I feel like getting my dick sucked by a guy, I feel like...
Knock that down to 2,500?
Yeah. In my mind, I'll be like, there's a mouth sucking my dick right now.
Yeah.
How do I not get hard?
Yeah, that's no problem.
It's a guy?
And this is, by the way, this is when the podcast gets very Greek. When we're both like, yeah, we could get our dick sucked by guys. Who cares?
Like, I thought about this before. Like, if I was in Thailand.
Yeah, hypothetically speaking.
And say, like, I've never been to Thailand before.
Right.
If I went to Thailand.
Check his passport. Check the stamps.
If I didn't know it was Lady Boy and I was getting my dick sucked, and then, like, and then all of a sudden she was like, I'm actually a lady boy.
Yeah,
and I'd be like, I don't think I would just get up and leave, right?
No chance. Are you kidding me? Yeah, it's
we have to complete this transaction.
Yeah.
My dick doesn't get any less sucked by you if I don't come. It's already been sucked. Let's finish this off.
But, like, if him dick was out, then it changed the story. Then I'm like, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah, I guess. I couldn't tell you unless I got that face to face with that prick. I couldn't tell you. No. I would be less enthused, certainly, but I don't know. It'd be like when you get a Chick-fil-A sandwich and it has pickles, and I'm not a pickles guy. I don't like that I have to take the pickles off and that I'm tasting a little pickle juice. It makes the sandwich a little less good,
or if the chicken
but I'm still going to finish it.
Or if the chicken's too thick and it has, like, hard parts.
Sure, yeah. Exactly. That's how I would see it. It's like, not my favorite, but...
I'm never going to experience this, but my thought is to try to be truthful. If a mouth was on my dick... That sounds good. But if it happened to be a guy, I don't know, man.
I agree, Andy. I'm with you 100%, dude. So yeah, how flexible is your girlfriend? Could she get in the mix a little bit?
Can she bend it back?
Yeah, would she like to, fuck you with the strap on while a guy fucks your mouth? Who knows? There's a lot of interesting stuff to deal with here. But, hopefully she's as flexible as me and Andy. And, we're rooting for you. It's nice to have these sexual fantasies. And I think you can scratch the itch one way or another. But hopefully in 2025 you'll be able to get airtight with the consent of your partner.
Resolution.
That's that's our resolution for you. What a beautiful year it's been. What a beautiful year it's going to be. Andy, thank you, man.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year to all. And yeah, thank you, man. This is it's a pleasure to have you on the pod. We've been big fans forever, so
Thanks, brother.
Yeah.
It's good to finally meet you.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys. We will see you next year. Bye-bye.
Kala Kristuyana.
Kala Kristuyana.